Hello, I'm Yvonne DeSellis. Pardon the shaky cam. I'm actually holding it right now, but I'm going to put it down and I'm going to keep talking as loud as I can, especially when I go back there. I'm going to do my rotations for you, but I'm going to go towards the back of the room, right where that exercise machine that you see is. I'm going to show you my rotations. And I'm going to start here, but I have to do this seated because I couldn't lower the camera enough to be able to show you my feet. So this is not for people who are into feet. Sorry to say, I'm not taking off my shoes. I'm not into them myself. So just want to show you the ankle rotations first. For each rotation, I say start off at about 5 at the minimum, to at least 5. I'd say 5 to 15 rotations in each direction. These are really good to do to help your range of motion, and these should all be relatively easy to do if you have pain problems. If you have significant medical problems, consult with your doctor. But first one is ankle rotation. So this is my right ankle. So I'm going to do clockwise first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to keep doing this while I speak real quick, just to let you know you can do these lying down, seated, or standing. But if you're standing, hold on to something. Just as an example, that was my right foot. But I'm just going to stand here and hold on to something now, just to show you what I mean. Just hang on to something for dizziness problems, and then do the other direction. So this is now counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, you can go as many as you want after that, and then just switch to the other side. So I'm going to just hold on to the seat of this machine real quick, and I'm going to go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing the minimum in the interest of time. Now the direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as I said, do as many as you want, whatever feels natural. You then want to work your way up to knees. There's two ways of doing knee rotations. I'd say go with what works best for you. For me, it looks silly, but keeping them together and rotating, and again, I'll do 5 in the interest of time. 4, 5, and then other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can really feel this right in the patellas. But then you can also go shoulder width apart for the legs, hands on knees again, and now inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, 5 to 15 tends to be a good number. Next is hips. What I usually see people do for hips, and I don't recommend doing this if you have pain problems, I usually bring my legs about shoulder width apart, and then you do this, the hula hoops. But this is for people who can do this, who don't have huge hip pain problems. This is sometimes uncomfortable for me. Don't mind this, by the way. This is just a belt that I wear for my lower back. Yes, it's a Gold's Gym belt, sorry about that, but I wear it because it helps with lower back pain for me. So don't mind that. And this again is the hula hoops one that I only recommend for people who do not have hip pain problems. If you have huge hip pain problems, a good substitute, stand with your legs together, or you can stand with them slightly apart if you have balance issues, and then just move from side to side. Sorry, my head's getting cut off, by the way. I just want you to see the rotations, but my head's coming back soon, don't worry. And then again, you just want to do this 5 to 15 times. One thing I really like about the side to side one is you can also do your shoulders, which is happening right now, because you will notice I am letting my arms sway as I go side to side. This is also a really good one for loosening up shoulder range of motion. If you let your arms sway as much as possible, don't go super fast, just go to speed that's comfortable for you. I would recommend do at least 15, and I mean count on one side. So 1, 2, and so on. But I'm going to move up from here. So now I'm going to sit down so that we can go back to making eye contact, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit. So all right, we just did the hips. So next is wrists. So what I recommend is you don't have to position your arms out like this, just hold them however you want. But what's important is just with the hands, just go down, twist to the side and all the way up, down, up, down. And this is all this is. And same as the other rotations, do about 5 to start with and work your way up to 15 or 20 or however many you feel comfortable doing. But just go at your own speed. If you have to really speed up to catch up to me, I'm hoping you don't have to, but don't speed up, don't go at an unnatural speed. Do what feels comfortable for you. Your body is a good predictor for this sort of thing. So I'm going to stop once again in the interest of time, but that was wrists. So now we're going to go to elbows. And I've seen people do this one on the way up and the way down. For me, going up is better, so you just put your arms out. And then you can make fists. Just don't punch yourself though, just bring your hands slightly up. You can lightly brush your chin as you go up, down. You can let your fists go if you want to, but then just bring them back up here, down. So that was 2, this is 3, 4. And what I mean when I say I've seen people go downwards with this, I do not like doing it this way, but I've seen it done this way as well, just in the reverse. This one kind of hurt my shoulders, so I went back to going up. That again is up to you. If you want to try in the other direction, that is fine, but that's a really good one for elbows. There's a few different ones for shoulders. I'm going to try to do as many of them as I can, but what I've seen most commonly is this, just people rolling their shoulders back and then forward, but people who have really bad shoulder pain problems might not be able to do those too easily. So there's a couple of stretches and a couple of rotations that I'll show you. One was the one I showed before with the hips, where you're just going side to side and letting your arms just sway naturally. Another one where you want to do a natural sway. I have to just move this back a little, once again hanging onto something for balance, going to almost a 90-degree angle and letting my left arm hang loose. My left knee is bent in front of me. And now I'm just going to use that leg to move forward, and as I do that, I'm just going to let my left arm naturally sway back and forth. This is not for my leg, this is for my shoulder, but you don't want to sway the shoulder yourself. You want to just let it sway naturally. So that's the most important thing there. So do that minimum 5 or as many times as you feel comfortable. So I'd say 5 to 15 roughly, and then when you're done, just switch to the other side. And again, an almost 90-degree angle, which is what I was saying that I was doing last time, but I really wasn't because I didn't have enough room in the video. So now, got my left leg bent in front of me, and I'm just moving my leg forward and backward and letting my right arm sway naturally once again. And again, you do this like 5 to 15 or however many times you wish. I wouldn't say that you can do too many, although I'm sure you can. I would just say just do what feels right to you. And then when you're done, that's one shoulder roll we're done with. You can also just let your arms go up and down. I'm just being careful because there's 2 armrests here that I don't want to accidentally bang into. But now I'm just swaying up and down, and yes, I am intentionally swaying my arms here, but I'm doing it very carefully so that I don't bang into these arm things on the way, but I'm going at my own speed. You could go back as far as you want or up as high as you want. Just do, once again, what feels right. If it hurts, it means that this is not for you. And then a good stretch is to just bring your arm in front. Make sure your shoulder drops down. You don't want to have your shoulder up, so drop your shoulder down and just bring your arm in front and just stretch. This is a good stretch, but remember, keep the shoulder down. It shouldn't be up. Hold that for about 15, 20 seconds. Let it go for just a little bit longer. And then we're gonna move to the other one. So I'm just gonna bring my arm here, but I'm gonna make sure my shoulder is dropped down. Hang on to this for, again, about 15, 20 seconds, as long as it's comfortable for you. And I think that's good for shoulders for now. I'm sure I'm probably leaving something out, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head right now. If I think of more, or if you think of any more you want me to show you, let me know in the comments down below, or over to the side. I think it's gonna be down below, since this is a long form video. But anyway, neck stretches. Again, I'm gonna show you the first one that I don't recommend, only because I've seen it all the time, is the hula hoop neck one. I personally don't like this one even for myself. But I see it done all the time. I take a Zumba class that I love and they do this all the time. I don't particularly like this one, so I do the one that I'm going to show you after this. But first one is the hula hoop one, where you bring your chin down and you just rotate your head all the way around your neck. I'm right now going counterclockwise. I started the wrong way. Sorry about that, guys. But also clockwise. I don't really like this one. This one is pretty tough on the neck. So for people with neck pain problems, I don't recommend this. And as I said, even I don't do that one. I don't like that one. I like the side to side. And again, if you're going to do this, just count one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5's going to be next. Don't be alarmed if you notice that you have better range of motion on one side than you do on the other. It's totally natural. I get the sides mixed up, but I believe it's the left side where you might lose some flexibility. And sometimes I take a finger and just very gently nudge the chin, but I never push hard. You don't ever want to force it. Don't force the movement, because the neck is a very delicate thing. It's a very delicate organ, and you do not, trust me, you do not want to hurt yourself. So if you're going to push it all, I don't recommend pushing hard. Just very gentle tug, and that's it. Don't force it. To be on the safe side, I'd recommend just try to stretch. Don't try not to use your hands. If you really need to use your hands, then you might actually be pushing a little too much. I tend to do that at times, but admittedly, you really should not have to. And I believe that's it for the rotations. I really hope that was helpful. I am going to try to come up a little bit closer, but I don't want us to lose each other's eye contact once again. So as always, I'm sorry again for the shaky cam. I'm just moving it a little closer. I just wanted to thank you for your time, and also to say, if that was helpful, please share it with anyone else you think it might be helpful for. And once again, I hope I'm making eye contact with the right place. Anyway, I hope you like this background. This is a different room than where I usually do this. This is now my apartment. This is a different location in my building. But I really do hope you liked the background. I hope this was a helpful video. I will be doing more shorts. I think the next series of shorts I'm going to be doing are going to probably be meridian tracing. So I'll do one of each meridian. There's 14 altogether. And then I'll follow up with a long form video of all the meridian tracings. Hope you like that. Let me know what you think. And as always, I thank you so much for your time. Sorry again for the crooked cam and all that. I'm trying to improve things, but this tripod that I have is not as good as I hoped it would be. Anyway, thank you again for your attention, and I will be back in about a week. Take care. Best of luck to you. Namaste, peace and light, and I'll see you again soon, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.